Hi and welcome, Lisa here for Trinity Stamps. Thanks for joining me. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you this happy hour card. I have a couple of fun little tips to share with you about ink blending along the way. So let's jump into this. I have a 5x5 piece of 80-pound cardstock here, and I'm going to secure it to the back of this A2 Foundation circle stencil. Now I'm going to be using this stencil and the center, which is a mask. Once we stencil the center, we're going to cover it up with the mask from this. So you'll need both pieces for this. I'm going to get started by using the palm layering stencil and my memento inks for this. I'm using desert sand to get started. And what I'm going to do is create a little island here in the center of my card. So all I'm doing is coming in and putting a light layer of this desert sand down. I'm going to twist that stencil around and go ahead and lay another layer of this down, and I'll do one final layer as well. So while I'm stenciling, I want to talk a little bit about the ink I'm using. So you could do this with Distress Oxide easily, no problem whatsoever. But I found that anytime I think I might want to come in and add details to my projects, I'm grabbing my dye inks, my memento inks, because they're alcohol marker friendly. And you'll see shortly that I'm going to come in and add details to this island using my Copic markers. For me, it's the little details that take a card to the next level. So you're going to see me doing a lot of detail work on this card. So now that we have the island created, we're going to come in with some Audrey blue ink and create a sky. You notice how I leave the center white. Our trees are going there. Plus it gives a glowing look by doing that. So we have our sky done. We're going to stencil these palm trees using the desert sand ink. And for the details on that, we're going to be using rich cocoa ink. Now, once we have the trees done, we're going to go ahead and move on to the tops of the trees. Now, you have 3 layers with this. So my first layer is going to be pear tart. My second layer will be bamboo leaves, and the third layer will be olive grove. Now, those are so easy to do because there's etched lines in those stencils that help you line everything up each time. So here's the Waving Hello stencil. I absolutely love this stencil because you can use it for so many things. Here we're just using it to do a fun design around our island. And I'm just using teals and yellows and oranges to create this design. So I did the first layer. I removed that stencil. I lined the second stencil up. And again, super simple because there's etched lines to help you line up what you've already done. Now we're going to come in and lightly go over those colors one more time with each one. So I go over the teal with the teal, the yellow with the yellow, and the orange with the orange. So here's our little island oasis. And we're just going to go ahead and put that on a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch Nina Desert Storm card base using some liquid adhesive. Now, I went ahead and I stamped 2 martini glasses, and I'm going to color those with my Copic markers. So, of course, I used my Tuxedo Black ink to stamp them. And BG 10 to cover that whole glass, BG 49 in the bottom of the glass, Y17 was the next layer of my drink, and then YR 09 was the top layer of that drink. We ran those through the die cut machine with the coordinating dies, and now we're adding mounting foam to the back of them so that we can go ahead and place those on the card. I'm going to come in with my gold gel pen and just add a bunch of details to this. I'm adding details around each wave from that stencil, on the glasses, and on the palm trees. Here I come in with my Copic markers so I can add tiny little specks to the sand area of my little oasis. The last thing I'm going to do is stamp the sentiment, "It's happy hour," onto the Desert Storm cardstock, and using the VersaFine Onyx Black ink to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and add that to the card, and that's pretty much going to wrap this card up. It's real simple to do, and I think the details, those little extra details you come in and add with your gold gel pen and your Copic markers, just bumped it up a whole nother notch. So I really appreciate you joining me. Let me know what you think about the card in the comments below. Be sure you click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of new content. Now, for more information about the products I used, head on over to the Trinity Stamps website, and I hope you have an amazing day.